Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Every time you buy something in Clay County, you're helping to pay for a new correctional facility and law enforcement center.
Construction just got underway on the $53 million project, which is being funded in large part by a half-cent sales tax approved by voters.
Tonight, we look beyond money being spent on brick and mortar to find out what's planned for helping those inside.
We actually had to have a concrete guy come in and repair some in one of our blocks because you could pick out pieces, which makes it dangerous.
A quick tour of the current Clay County Jail provides plenty of reasons why something new is needed.
But you can see we have the old school bars, old school lockdown system. I did a tour of Alcatraz and they had the same system we did. And I couldn't understand why they shut it down because it looked pretty good to me.
This is the oldest jail in Minnesota. Julie Savat is the longtime jail administrator. She says the place is packed. In fact, more inmates are shipped to other facilities than are housed here. And that alone will cost the county $1.5 million this year alone.
It's not unusual for one inmate to type an 8-bed pod because they can't be with other people. And so that causes us to ship out even more individuals.
By design, the new facility will hold up to 208 inmates compared to just 60 beds currently. Even more important may be the addition of an 18-bed behavioral unit. And as the name indicates, it's going to be a correctional facility rather than a jail.
This is not a place to lock people up as much as it's a place to incarcerate people but turn their lives around as well.
Which is not easy. Right now, the jail population includes a number of people who are addicted to drugs or alcohol or have mental health issues. Once they get into trouble with the law, they are frequently jailed. The opioid crisis is leaving many jails with little or no room and inadequately staffed to treat those desperately in need of help. Planners for the Clay County Correctional Facility say they've had their eye on treating behavioral problems since day one.
We want to increase our mental health professional time as well as our practitioner level mental health services. We want to provide chemical health treatment in the jail, which we're not doing now.
Plans include increasing the hours for mental health services from 2 hours a week to 2 hours a day.
I believe that there will continue to be changed lives.
The Clay County Jail Ministry expects to play a big role in providing new programming. Right now, there's a lack of available space. Marie Swanson says she looks forward to the day when the ping pong table will no longer be a podium. She's optimistic that the addition of programs for the inmates will make a difference.
When individuals are restored, families are restored, and the whole community benefits from that restoration.
By Monday morning, we'll have boats on the floor, which are cots.
Despite the ongoing challenges within the current jail, there's a sense of energy and optimism. Staffers are looking forward to reaching the light at the end of what's been a long tunnel, a light that many are hoping will lead to beneficial changes for those needing them the most.
We have to start doing our own little things here to hopefully make it better so when they leave, they don't come back.
Now, in crafting the right approaches, Clay County has been in contact with facilities around the country, and they too are already being contacted, and if all goes as hoped, could wind up being a model for other jails in the future. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Mike. Also, if you belong to a church that's interested in helping with inmate programs at the new correctional facility, they are looking for volunteers.
In other news tonight, a Minnesota woman is recovering after a rollover crash near Vergas. Troopers say 44-year-old Veronica Venice of Richville, Minnesota, was heading south on County Road 17, just south of Highway 59, when she swerved to miss an animal on the road. That's when she went into the ditch and rolled. Venice was taken to a hospital, but is expected to be okay.
Safety in schools. Incidents involving school employees being hit by students are on the rise for Fargo Public Schools. We've been reporting about them over the last several months. For the Fargo School District, the topic has stalled contract negotiations between teachers and the board.
The educators see a need for some kind of language in the contract for safe schools, for safety of the staff and for the students. The board has decided not to respond back with some kind of language for the contract, and so that was one of the issues why impasse was declared.
Mark Ward also says a freeze on salary increases led to stalled negotiations as well. Negotiations involving mediators are expected to take place over the next several weeks.
In tonight's schemes and ripoffs, authorities say credit card skimmers are back, and this time there's a twist. For some time, the thieves have been putting small electronic card reading devices on gas pumps, credit card readers, or ATMs to steal your credit or debit card information. Police say crooks are now using tiny pinhole cameras on ATMs to steal your PIN number. Now, to protect yourself, authorities are recommending covering up the numbers while you type in your PIN.
Personally, I don't use the outside ones if I'm traveling. In town here, I don't really have a big issue with it yet, hopefully.
While hidden pinhole cameras may be hard to spot, authorities say the actual skimmer attached to the ATM or gas pump can tip you off that something is wrong. Look for scratches near the card reader, sticky tape residue, and check to see if the card reader feels loose.
A high school party gone wrong, and now cops anticipate charges. Just outside Candu, North Dakota, it's suspected a group of high schoolers broke into a pig barn and stole at least 2 pigs. Rumors are flying of animal cruelty, as sources say they have found at least 1 carcass.
Well, it's graduation and senior time, and they're out partying, and it was just poor judgment on their part. I'm sure there was no malicious intent, had no idea what they were getting themselves into.
The sheriff's office says they're in the process of interviewing people who know what happened at the party and say it might take some time because not everyone involved is from the Candu area.
It's Tuesday, which means we have a restaurant report card for you. And if you drive, you definitely go to convenience stores for gas, and you may grab a bite to eat while you're there.
With news of 1 person dying and 9 others sent to the hospital after they contracted botulism from eating contaminated nacho cheese sauce at a gas station in California, Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker checks out gas stations in our area to see how they did on their latest health inspections.
Casey's General Store is one of the biggest gas station chains in our area. In Fargo, Casey's at 1401 University Drive South was the only one to pass their most recent health inspection report with no violations when it comes to food service. An employee by the name of Zach says they work their butts off to make sure everything is kept clean and food is held at the right temperatures every day for their customers. The Casey's at 2401 45th Street didn't fare so well. They had 5 violations, 3 of them were critical. 1 for not dating food, another for not throwing out food, and the last critical for using hand washing sinks for something other than their intended use. An employee there says they fixed all these problems. For Restaurant Report Card, I'm Cornelius Hawker.
If you have concerns about a gas station in your area, you can always ask the employees there for a look at their latest health inspection. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, send us a message and we'll get that information to you.
The Emergency Food Pantry has been serving people in need in the Red River Valley for 45 years. The nonprofit celebrated the anniversary with an open house tonight. Its mission is to provide nutritious food and non-food items to all people in need in Cass and Clay counties and the surrounding area. They do this with help from volunteers, other agencies, and businesses. During its first year, several thousand pounds of food was distributed to 603 people. Last year, nearly 1.5 million pounds of food was given out to over 61,000 people. To find out more about the Emergency Food Pantry, head to our website, valleynewslive.com.
The Minnesota Legislative Chamber has been mostly empty this evening. At midnight, the 2017 legislative session came to an end and a special session is underway. Governor Mark Dayton called a very short special session at 12:01 a.m. after a deal was reached to pass a budget at the 11th hour. Lawmakers have until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning to get the budget signed, sealed, and delivered to the governor's desk. Each day of a special session is estimated to cost about $51,000 a day.
Before the good times, it's always best that you keep safety first, right? That's the way it was for one South Fargo neighborhood tonight.
So this is the checklist for this evening. We'll start with a basic registration and bike check, safety check, helmet fitting, and then 6 skills.
A bike rodeo was held in the Hawthorne neighborhood. Before riding around, volunteers helped with basic bike safety checks and adjusting helmets for the proper fit. Parents say it's important for kids to remember all the tools they can use to keep themselves safe.
We have the bike helmets, we have pads when we skateboard, when we're biking, scooters. We know that concussions are a big deal with these little guys, so we try to be as safe as possible. Right, Will?
The event was organized in part to promote youth biking in Fargo.
And One Fargo Park had it all this evening. Free food, music, face painting, and games. The outdoor celebration at Lewis and Clark Park was part of Party in the Park. The Fargo Park District is holding 12 community get-togethers like this throughout the summer. Tonight's event was the second one. You can visit fargoparks.com for all the Party in the Park dates and locations.